Colonel Mustard with a candlestick in the library, or Mrs. Scarlet with a knife in the kitchen, or Mrs. Plum with a revolver in the conservatory. Hey, this is Bookmark My Words. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Sarah.
Today's book is pretty interesting.
Very excited.
10 Murders.
Doesn't that just sound like a Sarah book?
It is. So everyone's told me I'd really like Agatha Christie, and I've just never...
I've always heard about her.
I thought it was like, oh, your stereotype, And I did know she was like the queen of murder mystery writing. Yeah. I just never picked up one of her books. But I was looking last year.
She's been holding out on me.
Last year I was looking for a quick book to listen to that was already available through Libby. And I think it's like a 6-hour listen. It's literally not even long. It's not long. But it is chock full of plot twists. I mean, so much so that I kind of have to give a good portion of the book away, but I'm not going to get super detailed into it.
Yeah, because this is a Sarah book.
Yeah, that's a Sarah book.
10 murders in
and
that?
One of them,
that is me,
is the murderer who came up with the whole entire deal. That one threw me off. I was expecting like a big reveal at the end, and then there were none. That is the name of the book today. It's Agatha Christie, and then there were none. So please like, share, follow, because we forgot to do that. Sorry, Sarah got really excited, and I just kind of jumped on in.
Sorry.
Yeah, today's book's Murder Mystery. This is the second episode of this year.
2026!
Yay! It's been a roller coaster so far. Oh, America.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah. I was thinking personal. I was like, ain't nothing going on. I've had a great one.
I don't know. Mine's kind of been a roller coaster.
Well,
I'm like,
yeah, but like a good,
yeah.
It's like a fun roller coaster.
Yay!
You're on that. Woo! This is exciting part of the roller coaster.
Ready to be off this ride. Yes, so today's is a murder mystery. You do get it does tell you at the end, it does kind of wrap it up, but it makes it seem like it's not going to wrap up. And then I want to say, is it an epilogue? Yeah, it wraps it up in an epilogue. So if you were to end it, like right there at chapter 16, you would have no idea who the murderer was. And yeah.
Do some people not read epilogues?
I think some people might not. I do because it's there. Like, it's important.
Like, I don't read, what's the front one? Prologue.
Prologues.
A lot of times I skip a prologue.
I can see that.
But I always read the epilogue. I feel like it's like a bonus scene.
Yeah. But
comment if you skip those or if you read those.
It's 7 hours long.
That's doable. I read things under 9.
Oh, she apparently also does Murder on the Orient Express. You know where that became a big movie?
That's why I know her name.
Okay. Epilogue.
Synopsis.
Synopsis is one of the most famous and beloved mysteries from the Queen of Suspense, Agatha Christie, now a Lifetime movie. Which someone did say the movie was amazing. 10 strangers are lured to an isolated island mansion off the Devon coast by a mystery U.N. Owens. 9. At dinner, a record message accuses each of them in turn of having a guilty secret, and by the end of the night, one of the guests is dead.
Oh, damn.
8. Stranded by a violent storm and haunted by a nursery rhyme counting down one by one as one by one they begin to die. 7. Which among them is the killer, and will any of them survive? They're there for 3 days.
And they all die?
And they all die. So I am going to read the poem because in the beginning of the book, it reads the poem. And the poem, by the way, there is a slight trigger warning.
Well, there's 10 murders, so.
It's Obviously murder, but there is talks of suicide. So if that is something that kind of triggers you, please, listen with caution. Caution.
The shish
Listen.
wish caution. Please. Listen.
With caution. Okay. So the poem is 10 Little Soldiers, and I want to say it's by Agatha Christie herself, and it's 10 little soldier boys went out to dine. One choked hisself, and then there were 9. 9 little soldier boys sat up very late. One overslept himself, and then there were 8. 8 little soldier boys traveling to Devon. One said he'd stay there, and then there were 7. 7 little soldier boys chopping up sticks. One chopped himself in half, and then there were 6. 6 little soldier boys playing with a hive. A bumblebee stung one, and then there were 5. 5 little soldier boys going in for law. One got in chancery, and then there were 4. 4 little soldier boys going out to sea. A red herring swallowed one, and then there were 3. 3 little soldier boys walking in the zoo. A big bear hugged one, and then there were 2. 2 little soldier boys sitting in the sun. One got frizzled up, and then there were 1. 1 little soldier boy left all alone. He went out and hung himself, and then there were none. So that's the poem you get read to quite a bit.
Does this foreshadow how they all die?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It's pretty in-depth. So, and it's kind of funny in her author's notes. I have been starting to read kind of author's notes just to see the whole reason why she wrote the book.
But I don't. Sorry.
So I've been reading the author's note, and she wrote this because she liked the challenge of it. Of how would everyone die and not find a killer that would be so obvious. But you kind of wanted to leave clues.
Okay.
I'm stupid. I missed majority of the clues.
Yeah.
I didn't. Towards the end, I kind of saw the clues, but I didn't understand because that person was dead. So I was very confused. As it is, and as it says, everyone that's going to the island gets note from a UN Owens, and the UN Owens talks about knowing someone. Each letter is individual, and talks about knowing someone that they know.
Oh,
so it's not like a person they all know. It's just like hey, I know you're a friend, blah, 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 blah. I want to invite you to my island, which has a mansion on it.
I don't think I would do that.
And it's like I don't want to say it's the 1800s. The 1800s, early 1900s. I want to say it's in England because just the way, one guy's a judge, but they call him he was going to be a chancellor and all this, and just their wording.
Their verbiage.
Their verbiage is slightly different than ours. And, one guy's a police officer, but they call him inspector. So
I want to be an inspector.
So, but I am going to introduce you to the characters. I like how they did this. So they kind of introduce each individual character as they're on their way to the island. And
I just don't know when people are going to learn about islands.
I know. Stop going to islands.
Don't go to the islands that you don't know. Stick to the waterfalls you know.
Don't go chasing them either.
Oh yeah, don't chase them.
Don't chase waterfalls.
Stick to the
rivers.
Rivers and the lakes that you're used to. There it is. I knew I messed that up.
Oh, showing our age. Anyway, so these are just some of the main characters. You meet each individual one, and each one has their own unique voice, and you can just automatically tell that, okay, this is the character for justice. This is the character for recklessness. I mean, they kind of represent a lot.
Oh, okay.
So,
cool.
First one is Justice Lawrence Wargraves. He is a retired judge. Oh, and each of them have been accused of killing someone.
So you're going to have a... Oh, okay.
It's like a murder party for murderers.
It's like a whole island of...
Murderers.
Yeah.
So, he's a retired judge. He was accused of condemning a man who was innocent to death. Ira Claythorne, she was a former governess, and she was accused of allowing one of her charges drowning. Philip Lombard, he was a former soldier, and he abandoned 21 native men in a different country, and they all died. Like, it's just like, what?
Some very high morals on this island.
Yeah. Dr. Edward Armstrong, he is a physician, and while operating under the influence, he killed one of his patients. Emily Burnt, she's a strict religious woman, and she drove one of her servant girls to suicide.
Jeez.
It's like, what? General John MacArthur is a war veteran, and he sent his wife's lover, who is his second in command, to die in battle. Like, he knew the people were gonna die, so he sent that guy's units, right? Anthony Marston was young, wealthy, and reckless. He was accused of, while driving under the influence, he hit a girl with his car.
So some of these are just really bad decisions.
It's just really bad decisions. William Bloor, a former police inspector, falsifying evidence which led to the man's death. Thomas Rogers, he is the island's butler, and Ethel Rogers, his wife. They're both the housekeeper and butler, and they both withheld medicine from their previous employer, which led to her death. So,
oh my god. So they're 2 of the 10?
So yeah,
people
even
okay.
the butler and the maid, like,
Okay.
everyone goes. They arrive to the island.
Whose island is this?
UN Owens. They
Do
don't
you
know.
ever find out?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta read this.
Everyone starts getting there to the island, and the only people that are there is the butler and the maid. And they're also just like, we don't know who UN Owens is. He wrote to us saying that he wanted to hire us for work. He knew so and so that we know, and we needed a job. So here we are. And we've been here for about a week, and we have seen no one.
Okay.
He leaves lists on what to do on each day. He's like communicating through letters.
How do they get paid? Or do they just get paid by living there?
I don't know. How did any butlers or any of them get paid back then?
I have never thought of that until this moment.
Just existing? You're allowed to eat my food and...
Yeah, but like, usually the owners are there.
Well, I'd imagine he probably left money with all the stuff. Sarah's very concerned.
Like, how are they gonna eat?
Well, whatever they eat.
Yeah, but nobody was
Have
there
you
for
not seen
days.
Downton Abbey?
Yes, but no, well, actually, I haven't seen that. But like Bridgerton, sometimes they.
Yeah, they just go into their own separate quarters and eat the food.
Yeah, but like, there's typically people there.
Like, they are the people.
So do they give them like a credit card?
Sarah, it's like the 19...
I know! That's why I can't wrap my head around it. So they give them like some money? They leave them with money to run the...
I don't know. Like,
facility?
they talk about the boat arriving with supplies on Tuesdays.
Oh, so maybe he just puts in an order.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Not real concerned with it. I'm more concerned about the guy that dropped dead, like, 3 hours after getting there.
Well, I ain't got to that part yet.
Well, you won't shut up about the boat! Anyway, so they arrive to the island. They're all really wanting to meet this UN Owens. He ain't there. No one's seen him. No one knows of him. And nobody knows each other. So they just do, like, during that time, so let's go to the parlor and smoke some cigarettes and drink some drinks. I don't know why
my murderous friends.
Your murderous friends. Just like in Clue. Like, let's go to the parlor. But as they're doing that, all of a sudden they hear a record player start playing a very peculiar message. And it goes through the list of people, kind of like what I did, and read out loud everyone's
like what they
accusations.
did?
Yeah. None of these people have faced any type of legal charges. So all of these people have technically gotten scot-free with their murders. Yeah. So they've gotten
Ooh.
scot-free with all their murders, and so once this reads out loud, everyone starts, like, "Well, I didn't do that. No, that little boy just,
Let me just tell you. Let me say.
like, that little boy swam out too far and I couldn't get to him even though I tried, or I didn't know those 21 men were gonna stay behind. I told them to follow me." Like, everyone starts
Mm,
making excuses. And the only one who starts making sense is the judge Wargraves. He's the one that's like, listen, we need to find out who played the record, why they played the record, who recorded it. That's where we're going to get to know. I bet it has something to do with you and Owens. So they go into a different room. They come back. And the young, cocky guy, Anthony, who's still drinking, he's just like, yeah, I kind of hit that girl with my car. What about it? I
oh
paid out
no.
some people and whatever. Takes a sip of his drink, falls over dead.
Wow.
It's like that. Obviously, he's dead. He starts choking. The doctor goes over and starts trying to help him breathe, and he's just like, oh, he's been poisoned. They immediately freak out. They're like, you're the one with the medical bag. And he's like, I take my medical bag with me everywhere. I'm a doctor.
They start turning on each
So
other.
they start turning on each other. It's like immediate. And the poor maid faints. And here again, he starts helping her. Well, one of the ladies is like, well, you killed one of us already. Why are you going to help her? So with I want to say it's the inspector's help, he has like two people that like confirm he wasn't going to poison her. And he was just like, she's in shock. Like,
Yeah.
just nervous
Mm.
system. She watched a man
Just
just,
watch a man drop down dead.
like, someone just accused her of murder. And then she watched a man just fall over dead. So they take her to bed. And her husband looks after her pretty much the whole night. He's with her the whole night. And then when they wake up the next morning, she is dead. It's like one after the other. They spend like 2 nights there. And then by the third morning, everyone's dead. Like, they seriously, it's like boom, 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 boom. Not like hardly a second in between them. Then after the second murder, people are kind of obviously on edge. The butler tries to do all of the housework. One of the people, I want to say it's Vera, the governess, she starts to notice um, patterns in how people are dying and the poem, because the poem's
Mm.
hung up on, I want to say it's the library.
Oh Lord, this is hung up.
Yeah, it's like hung up over a mantle.
Okay.
And so she's like, well, two of us are
Which one is this that noticed? Sorry.
like the governess.
Okay.
And she's like, "Oh my gosh, two of us are already dead," and it's exactly like the poem. She's pretty smart. I will say she's last one standing.
Oh,
Well,
sorta.
until she takes her own life, but she is last one standing.
Well, I mean, okay, sorry.
No, good.
I never support like that, like what she did. But like at the same time, like you're on this island with 9 other people and you're the last person standing. Do you know what your life is gonna be like moving forward?
Yeah.
Because I mean, everyone's gonna be like, you did it.
Well, and there's some other things too that's kind of going on in the back of her head.
Okay, so yeah, like,
I'm gonna say guilt.
oh, she's the one that was accused because her.
Her charge drowned. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, and there was some reasons why she may or may not have let him drown.
Ugh.
Let's just say money.
Oh,
Money and love.
oh, two very powerful things.
Two very powerful feelings. Don't do it.
Yep.
Yes. So everyone starts to kind of slightly distant themselves from other people.
Yeah.
They go walk along the cliffs by themselves. There's some gardens. Some just stay in their rooms. Some are like the judge and the inspector are kind of like, maybe if we just stay in each other's sides, like,
Yeah.
always be within, like, 2 other people's sights, then maybe we can all survive this, and wouldn't you know, a storm's rolling in. So they can't leave. The boat that normally comes isn't coming,
So we're trapped on Murder
so
Island.
we're trapped on a murder island with 2 dead bodies. So they start to go through and they're like, "Okay, we'll just wrap up the bodies and stick them in rooms because obviously we can't just leave them lying around." So they kinda dispose of them in their rooms that they were supposed to be asleep in. One the general that sent his second in command off to his death, he did that because he found out that the love of his life was sleeping with that man.
Oh.
She was younger than him, and she was actually closer to age of his second in command than him.
Mm.
And so he was just like, "Well, if I just get rid of him,
Then she has no
then she
choice.
has no choice." But he deeply, deeply loved her. And then, of course, she kind of did something, and now he's not with either one of them. He lost his best friend and his
Oh
wife.
my.
So he kind of enters a depressed state. And I can't remember who exactly found him just standing on the edges of the cliffs.
Oh no.
But when it was lunchtime, the other guy was like, "Oh, it's time to go into lunch." And he's just like, "I think I'm just gonna stay here."
Oh no.
And then he just kind of disappears, which they imagine he jumped off a cliff. Please do not do that.
No.
Don't jump off cliffs.
No, it's not. No, it's not that bad.
But
You can come back.
uh
Not
so
from jumping off
he
the cliff.
was the third one that stayed, and then there were how many? Yeah, he stayed where he was. What was it?
3
Hold on.
from 10, so 7?
7? Yeah.
They were down to 7.
They spend quite a bit of time trying to find where he went, because once they noticed, they were like, "Hey, he's not at lunch, he hasn't come in." And then the guy who was out there with him was like, "Oh, yeah, well, he said he was just gonna stay out there." And they were like, "And you just let him?
You just let him.
You just let him?" So they kind of
Everybody's getting murdered, and you
yeah.
just leave him out there.
So they're still pointing fingers at each other, and so the judge is like, "Okay, 2 of us will go out and see if we can find him." And he starts to, like, pair off, and he's like, "Everyone must stay with someone else.
Hmm, that's smart, I guess.
2 or more. You have to be, like, in groups." So several stay in there in the dining room, and some go out to look for the general, and they cannot find him. They come back, and they're already like, "Okay, who did it? So and so was the last one to see him. You know, this person was with him at breakfast, sat next to him, blah, blah, blah." They're still just pointing fingers at each other,
Psychoanalyzing everything.
analyzing everything. I will say, though, I think it's at this point in time, there were, like, these little Russian nesting doll decorative things on the table at where they ate dinner and lunch and stuff, and slowly over time, somebody notices that every
They
time
get
someone dies,
smaller.
one is taken away. Isn't that
Like, how do you just sit there and watch the Russian dolls get taken away? And
and
like,
that's what
I'm next. What doll is me?
well, that's what then they start, like, which one of us is gonna be next? Who's gonna be next? And they're like, "Okay, well, what's gonna be" like, what was the next one? Oh. They're like, "Who's gonna be next? What's the next line say?" And it talks about going out and chopping sticks.
Nobody
And
chop
they're
anything.
like, "Well, nobody go out and chop sticks." But there's one person they forgot who would naturally do that for his job. Mr. Rogers has to keep
The
the
fire
fires
going.
going and cooking for everyone. So he kinda disappears, and they notice when it's dinner time and there's no dinner. And they're like, "Wait a minute, where's dinner?"
Oh no.
'Cause this is also not their house, obviously.
Right.
So they start looking for him. They're like, "Oh, well, I saw him at lunch. He had lunch ready, and then he left, and then he said he was gonna clean or whatever." And so they went out and they found out he had chopped wood,
Oh,
and
he
he had
chopped
been
the wood.
chopped in half.
How does that happen?
Well, see, that's when they're like, okay, well, somebody has to be able to have enough strength to kill this man with an axe.
Yeah.
So they start going through the line, the judge and the doctor and the inspector kind of team up and start logically placing everybody where they were at what time. And also, was it possible for the women to do this? What about the older women? Like, who can we roll out? And it's funny because the more and more they get in depth of it, they can't roll anybody out. They get to a point where they're like, we can't roll anybody out, so all of us are a suspect. And what's so crazy is that even the ones that are speaking, they're like, I'm not going to rule myself out because that would be unfair.
Right.
So they're like, I also could have done this, which is just so funny to me because I would have been like, I also could have possibly committed murder, but I know I did not.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
Maybe
I don't
had
remember.
a lapse of memory. And I kind of was just like, but why would you do that? And the judge just keeps saying, in order to be fair, we have to see this from all angles.
I mean, yeah, but
And I will say, my train of thought at this point is I was like, are all of them doing it to each other? But it wasn't. It's one single
oh,
person. I will say, because I thought, okay, well, what if this person killed that person? And then that person killed that person? And then that person killed
right.
that
They're just like
person? And they just take each other out?
taking each other off the island one at a time.
No, it is one person. One person who designed this whole thing.
Are they on the island?
Yes. And what's crazy is towards the end of the book, they are also dead. And that just like
That's like a mastermind
that is a
there. People
mastermind.
can still die after you're dead.
The religious lady, Emily, she goes to her room and she realizes because of everything that's going on, she can't sleep. She had taken some of the sleeping injections that the doctor had previously given the maid in case she woke up in the middle of the night and her husband needed to give her to her. So she took some of those because she was like, I know I'm not going to be able to sleep. So it was poison, which was the bee sting line.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, because I was like, I don't say anything. That one took them a very long time to figure out.
That one would, yeah.
Because that one would have really messed with, because they're like, well, she's not allergic to bees. She didn't mess with bees. What they were like, she was in the garden at one point, but she wasn't stung. It really took them a quick second to figure that out.
So why did the doctor have poison?
He didn't. That's what he couldn't figure out.
Oh.
They did take his bag away from him at one point and searched it, but the investigator's like, any medicine could be made into a poison if you know what
Right,
you're
if you
doing.
know how to make it, yeah.
So here again, they're like, okay, you can't help a person unless you get someone else to help you. I mean, and
Yeah,
it
but
just,
like if you don't have that knowledge,
yeah. So it's like, do we really? So,
like you're kind of at his mercy.
so at this point, they all go to bed, and when they wake up, that's when they had found Emily, the religious lady. And then as that chaos is ensuing, they hear a really weird sound, and they go into the next room, and the judge has been shot in the head.
Jesus.
So then they're like, where? They look at the inspector and they're like, do you always carry your gun with you? And he's like, at first he's like, no. And they're like, you don't carry a gun with you.
Yeah.
And then
That's
he's like, I mean,
believable.
I do have a gun. It's just not on my person. And they're like, there's people running around being murdered. And you have a gun and you didn't
You wouldn't
tell
keep it
anybody?
on you? That's suspicious.
That is suspicious. Suspicious.
That's sus. And
That's real sus. I thought he was doing it there for a while. I did. The person who it was, I did not pick. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was Vera.
which one is that one?
She's the one, she's the governess. I thought it was because, and I think the author wanted you to because she was with a lot of the people at their end. And I thought, oh my gosh, that bitch did it! That bitch did it! And then it wasn't her.
Oh, poor Vera.
I was so, no, not poor Vera. You get inside her head because everybody, they do the dialogue like their point of view.
Oh. Vera's not a poor Vera.
No, I can't believe what she did. So yeah, that was one of them went to Chancery, and then
Yeah.
so the red herring, because now they're down to, let's see, one, two, four. They're down to four.
Wow.
And they're like, okay, there's four of us. Obviously, there's one lady. Vera's the sole lady left. And they're like, okay, well, obviously, the men are going to stick together. And they're like, for your privacy, uh, you can stay in your room still, but we want to search it before you go to bed. And then we need you to lock it. And then the three of us will stay in our own rooms and stuff, or in one
Together.
room together. So they agree to that, and they're kind of just like, okay, we just board ourselves up in like isolated places. Maybe we can figure out which one of us did this. At that time, the doctor's kind of like, I need to go outside. I can't remember why exactly he wanted to go outside, but he wanted to go outside. I think it was to see if the storm was still there,
Mm.
to see if maybe they can flag a boat or something that's going by. All three men went out. That's what it was. All three men went out to see if they could flag a boat. Vera stayed at the house. And then when the inspector came back, for whatever reason he left and then came back, the doctor was gone. And he kept asking Philip, where'd the doctor go? And he's like, I don't know. I turned around and he was gone. What do you mean? It was just you and him. And they're like, whoa. So they're freaking out. So then they get to a point where Vera's trying to kind of cook and clean and keep the house heated, but also, like, everybody doesn't leave the room with each other. And then at one point, the inspector leaves, and there is, I would assume it's a big clock that's like, they call it a big bear clock. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's fancy clock. I don't know if it's decoration. I don't know, but it's made of marble,
Oh.
and it falls off where it's at, and
There's the bear.
it crushes him.
I wondered how they did the bear.
Yeah. I seriously was expecting a bear just to like,
Yeah.
just appear out of nowhere and kill him. Then it's just Philip and Vera. She becomes extremely irritated and paranoid,
Rightfully so.
standing out at the cliffs, and she shoots and kills him. Like, boom! Because they're watching the sun come up, and she's just like, we're never going to leave here. It's just going to be the two of us forever. And
So, so the murderer is the killer the same for all of them?
Yep.
Except for Philip?
Yep, except for Philip and Vera.
Okay.
I'm not even going to tell you because I kind of want you to read it.
I do want to read it. I don't want you to know.
And then
Or I don't want you to know.
I don't want to know
I
either.
don't want to know.
But then Vera does go into the house, and she's lost all marbles.
I mean,
She's witnessed 9 other people's death, one of them about her own
within
hand.
3 days.
Within 3 days. And she kind of goes up to her room and hangs herself.
Oh.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, no.
At the very end, it does, in the epilogue, it does tell who it is, who did it, how they got away with their own murder, and
So their murder was actually a suicide.
their murder was actually staged. Someone staged their own murder and then continue murdering people. It was pretty good. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Like, once they said how they did it, why they did it, and then I don't know exactly.
Like I can read that far.
Yeah, it's a little after the epilogue. I'm sorry. But it's called The Manuscript Documents Sent to Scotland Yard.
Oh.
So he wrote like a murder letter. And he told.
Like confessing?
Confessing. And then at the very end, he signs his name. Don't read the last page. But
So it's a he.
it is a he, I will say. I'm sorry.
There was only, what, 3 girls?
Yeah, there was only 3 women. That's what it was. So no, he did kill himself.
Oh.
But the police find his body not the way you read about.
Oh.
And they talk about that in the epilogue, how this person was found in their bed, and you're like, wait a minute, how did he get to his bed? Boom, Sarah, you gotta go home and read.
I've got so much pressure right now because the book I'm reading, I gotta read fast too.
What's that one?
They just dropped the show on Netflix. His or hers. His and hers.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't think it was supposed to come out for a while.
Well, just so you know, this one is mine.
Okay.
I bought it. I saw it at Goodwill and I was like, ah!
Starting the year off with murders.
Sort of. I'm also still reading. During the middle of the week, I kind of got a little caught up and I didn't know when to listen to my audiobook.
Yeah, you're figuring out a new schedule.
I'm figuring out a new schedule, so I was like, okay, I can't listen to it very long, but I did accidentally get to school super early yesterday because it was raining, so we had like a storm.
We did have, yeah.
And I was like, okay, I gotta drive almost 30 minutes away and there's rain. So I left about 15 minutes earlier than what I normally do. And somehow, even though I went to Dunkin' Donuts
Mm.
and still drove there, I still had to sit in the car for like 40 minutes.
Wow.
And I was sitting there, and so I'm just listening to, I was like, there are 3 cars here, and I'm pretty sure one of them is the lead custodians. I was like, nobody's even in the office, and then the buses started rolling up, and they would just sit there, and I went, yeah, the doors aren't even
Yeah,
unlocked.
doors aren't ready yet.
So I kind of just sat there and listened to my book, eating my sandwich.
There you go.
But I'm about 50% way through it. I have to finish it this weekend because Monday it's due.
Oh, Libby.
But that's okay. I'm almost done. Now I'm starting to get to that point where we're about to. Hey, Mitch is up. He's a sly dog.
I forgot that's the one you're reading.
I can't wait. I know I've talked about it through several episodes now, but I'm
Very
sorry.
excited.
I have a life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only been reading mine since last episode. Pretty proud of myself.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I probably could have finished it. Last night I fell asleep on the couch and didn't read any. And one night this week I stopped reading pretty early on. But I mean it's good. And I'm starting to get to like stuff is starting to be questionable. Like I'm like, what? Because it bounces back and forth between
Him and her?
his and her.
Okay.
And
Is this a murder?
yes, there is a murder.
Okay. So it's not a love story?
No.
Okay. Someone told me it was a love romance novel.
Well,
Yes and no?
I might have to talk about this next week
Okay.
because I won't have another book.
Okay.
So I don't know if we want to do this on,
Okay.
but you end up finding out their ex-husband and wife. I don't know if they ever like became actually divorced. I'm just now getting to that part. Like you start questioning things. It's like, wait, how do they know each other? And like all this stuff. And then it's like, wait, they were husband and wife.
Ugh.
But
Those are always pretty good books, too.
yeah. And like I said, it's already on Netflix. I didn't know it was out already. And the guy who played Shane on Walking Dead is the him or the his.
I
Whatever.
love Shane.
Yeah, I don't know.
The actor, not the character.
No, the character was D-bag. But I had to wind up to see which bad word I wanted to say. I've not seen who they made the girl. Because I'd not even like looked at the trailer because I'm like, the trailer might give away some of.
Yeah. I saw it, but I can't remember now.
I just saw him at a podium talking. So,
Oh.
because there was a murder and he's a cop.
I do want to read Gone Girl.
I want to
Because you
read
talked
Gone
about
Girl, too.
a guy at a podium talking. And I don't know why
I love that movie. That's a movie I'll rewatch.
That is a book series. That is a
Really?
series.
Also, The Girl on the Train.
The Girl on Yes.
I want to read that book too because I like that movie too.
I think I picked that up.
It's kind of wild. It's kind of weird.
Did I pick that up? Or did I see that? at Goodwill?
Simple Plan. Is that a book? Because I love that movie.
Simple Plan?
Is it Simple Plan? Simple Life?
Simple Plan's a band.
Well, yes. So it's got Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick in it.
Oh, what do you... It's not Simple Plan.
Simple... Isn't it Simple something?
I have to look now.
Is it... That might not even be a book to begin with.
It is a book.
Is it?
I think so. Simply... It's simply...
Simply... Oh, this is bothering me.
Hold on.
Favor? Simple Favor!
A simple...
A Simple Favor!
And the next one is when she's in the movie 2.
Yes, I've not seen movie 2 yet.
Wait, that is a book, right? Am I stupid?
Nah. Most things are a book now, so it's safe to assume, but I don't know.
A Simple Plan is also a movie. 1998 came out.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know.
I don't think I've seen that
sorry, I
then,
just typed
probably.
Simple
I was
Plan.
only 8.
It is. It is by Darcy Bell,
Okay.
and it is a book series.
I want to read that too because I love that movie.
It's right up there with Sharp Objects. No, I'm sorry. Just ignore me. I just...
Sharp Objects. Rock, Paper, Scissors? That's by the author that I'm reading right now.
I've heard someone talk about that, and I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no!
Darcy Bell has several books. They are not a series, but I feel like we've heard of 2 of them. Something She's Not Telling Us and All I Want.
Show me the cover of something she's not telling us.
See, I feel like that's a...
I think I've read that.
It's thinking. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, we got a spinny thing up there too. What does that mean?
I don't know. Okay. Sorry, I know we just kind of cut off there. We just lost internet for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up before we lose internet again. We hope you guys have a fabulous week, an amazing Tuesday, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.